Tiffany Hill's story is tragic, it is unfair, and it bears repeating. Her estranged husband, Keelan Hill, violated a restraining order, and then he murdered her in a parking lot of a school in front of her 3 kids. He also shot her mother, who thankfully survived. Then he took his own life. Republican State Senator Linda Wilson has tried for 3 years to pass a bill that would help victims like Tiffany keep track of their abusers. Basically, it allows the state to set up an app that corresponds with ankle monitors. When the abuser gets too close enough to violate the restraining order, the app alerts the victim so they can get away. Wilson thinks it could have saved Tiffany's life. And as a survivor of domestic abuse herself, it's personal.
It is close to home. I really hope this is what makes it pass. It just needs to.
All right, I want to bring in Maggie Vespa now, specifically because you have been on this story since the very beginning.
Right. It's really interesting that this bill, which is being called the Tiffany Hill bill, is coming up now, right? Because about a month ago, the prosecutor in her case, the woman who had tried to keep her husband locked up, agreed to sit down with us for an interview. And she did that because she was upset that Tiffany Hill's husband had been let out on bail. Remember, she went to the judge, went in front of a judge and said, I want his bail raised to $2 million to basically keep him locked up. And the judge declined. Hill got out on bail and, as we know, eventually killed Tiffany. So here's what that prosecutor had to say again just a month ago. Why'd you go in requesting what you did?
I was trying to prevent him from bailing out of jail. His actions leading up to that hearing, specifically that he tried to purchase a firearm, that he installed a GPS tracker on her car, is terrifying. It was escalating very quickly.
That interview was so surprising to us for a number of reasons.
Right.
I mean, we don't get prosecutors sitting down for interviews with us talking about cases that are that fresh very often. I can't remember it happening in recent history at all. And she's talking about a decision made by a judge that she will be going in front of, presumably in the near future. It's not like either of them are leaving their jobs. So that was a really, really poignant interview to have on camera.
To be clear here, these are 2 separate possible solutions. The one up north is talking about GPS tracking monitors. The one that your prosecutor is discussing is more to do with bail. So even though this is called the Tiffany Hill bill, it doesn't include bail.
100%. Right. Those are 2 separate issues, both of them aimed at keeping victims safe. But we also noticed that disconnect, right? And we wanted to dig more into it. So take a look. You go in requesting what you did.
I was trying to prevent him from bailing out of jail.
Days after Tiffany Hill's murder, the Clark County prosecutor who tried to keep her husband behind bars agreed to an interview. Basically, she wanted to make this point.
Personally, I think that the way that we handle bail in these dangerous domestic violence cases needs to change. I think that if somebody has a no contact order preventing them from having a firearm because of a domestic violence issue, and they try to purchase a firearm, the law should say that they aren't entitled to bail. And they should.
Lauren Boyd felt strongly, but she also knew laws change slowly. Senator Wilson knows that too, but you've got to start somewhere.
I just think that this is the year to get this done.
The bill she's sponsoring would not have kept Tiffany's husband behind bars, but it would have given Tiffany the warning she needed to escape that school parking lot. That said, we called Senator Wilson to ask, is anyone working on the issue Boyd raised last month?
Well, I do agree that we should have more conversations about this.
And in short, that's the plan. For help, she says she'll turn to Tiffany's family, advocates, prosecutors, even the Fraternal Order of Police. But it's worth noting, she says, laws do change slowly. Complex laws aimed at keeping people behind bars before their trial change even slower, if at all.
And once we get out of session, I would like to put this group together to come together and discuss these things. And we do have a fine line where you have to be careful that you're not stepping on someone's constitutional rights, and I'm very aware of that.
Yeah, she was very cautious about kind of making a statement about that. And by the way, we did reach out to Lauren Boyd, who's the prosecutor that you heard from in that piece. Again, she talked about that a month ago. We haven't yet heard back about this new bill.
The bill that we are seeing some movement on, where is that currently? Where is that headed?
All right, so right now it's in committee in the Washington State Senate. No vote has been scheduled on it yet. And we should note, we said that the senator's been working on it for 3 years. The reason it hasn't worked, she says, up until now was the cost issue. She says previously the state was going to foot the bill for this app and for this program, and And now she says she's ironed that out. It'll either be covered by the offender or the local courts. And she's hopeful that, plus Tiffany's story, will finally turn this bill into a law.
Maggie Vespa, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it.